Hi guys, I am back.
I'm back.
Okay, in today's tutorial, we are going to create one of the coolest projects that you probably ever made. I'm sure you already heard about ChatGPT, one of the coolest projects that human being ever made. Okay guys, if you never heard of ChatGPT, I'm sure you are going to go and search a little bit about it right now and then come back to this video. But if you already heard about ChatGPT, so let's get to business. Okay guys, in today's video we are going to create our own ChatGPT. We are going to use the ChatGPT API in order to have our own artificial intelligence. Okay, so let's get started and see what's going on in this project. Okay guys, you're already familiar with the UI of ChatGPT itself, but the ChatGPT that we are going to create, it's look like this. I'm going to ask him something. I'm going to ask him hello. Let's see if it's working or not. So probably it's not working right now. And why? Let's check. All right guys, let's check again. Hello? Hi there, how can I help you? Let's ask him something cool. For example, give me a JavaScript function to fetch your API. Let's see if it's understand our question. Fetch API, return. Yep, that's cool. That's a reasonable answer. Okay guys, so basically we are going to create this cool ChatGPT project. All right, and we are going to create this in a really simple way. We are not going to go crazy and using Next.js or React in this project. We are just going to create a vanilla JavaScript project with white. Okay, so let's get started. Let's go to our desktop and let's create a new terminal and get it back in here. Let's see what's going on. cd. Oh my god. Okay, I'm going to navigate to my desktop React folder and mkdir and ChatGPT. I'm going to create a folder named ChatGPT and I'm going to open this with VS Code. Okay, so we have our VS Code open and ready to start. All right guys, I'm going to use VS Code terminal. So I'm gonna open this and let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to create, probably not create. Let's copy our command and paste it right over here. We are going to create a white vanilla JavaScript project. So I'm going to say npm create white latest client -- template vanilla. I'm hit the enter and vanilla. Yes, we are going to create a JavaScript. So it says that you should navigate to client folder and then go npm install. So we are going to install all of the dependencies, and after that we should say npm run dev. So simple, right? So we are going to open this link and yeah, we have a white vanilla JavaScript project. That's cool. And let's bring these guys here. All right. Okay. I'm going to close this because we don't need that. All right, guys. So that we let's close this a bit for 1 second and close this one as well. Okay, we should have a couple of SVG files, so you can go to this GitHub repository. First, don't forget to give it a star, and then you can download whenever you need from this repository. For example, if you go to client, you can download this assets folder in order to use it in our project. So I'm gonna copy this asset right over here. Other than that, I'm going to copy a 5 icon that I had right over here, and we don't need this white anymore, white SVG, and I'm going to delete that one. So let's clean up a little bit our code. We don't need this counter. I'm going to delete that, and let's rename this to script except main. Also, we are going to go to this script and delete all of the files. We don't need that. And other than that, I'm going to go to this HTML file, index.html, and I'm going to add my own 5 icon here, and also adding my own title. All right. Other than that, adding our style.css. We have a style.css file, which we are going to change it right now in a second. And I'm going to add a script.js in the bottom of my file. So if we go back with here, we cannot see anything right now, but we are creating our project and we are having a progress. Okay, so first let's go to this repository and go to this style.css, copy all of the styles, because we are not going to waste our time with styling this project, because styling is the easy part. Okay, so we are just copy and paste this style, this ready to use style, in order to save some time. Okay, so we have our own style right here. And other than that, I'm going to create a div with id chat underline container. All right, and we don't need to put anything into this div, so I'm going to create a form and put a text area with name of prompt in here. We don't need any ID, and I'm going to add a col1 and a rows of 1. Also, I can add a placeholder right here, and you pretty much can say anything you want in here. So I'm going to say, ask me anything you want. Okay, all right. So after that, I'm going to create button with type of submit. Okay, we should submit our form, right? And this button should have something at least. So I'm going to put an img here. So I'm going to add our assets. All right. Why VS Code doesn't help me? God. Okay, no worries. Copy paste our address, and after that I'm going to say just send for alt and self-closing tag. Okay guys, we pretty much add everything we needed. Okay, let's get back to our code. So refresh. Why we do have, Let's check our code one more time. Okay, we should put all of this into the app. Oh, wow. How can I forgot that? All right. Yeah, that's cool, right? We pretty much have our own UI for ChatGPT. So let's get back to our, we don't need this style and we don't need it in this HTML file right now. With this script.js, we pretty much can do anything we want. Okay, so in here, guys, when we were typing something, for example, I should say hello one more time, and you can see we have a loading showing with dots. So we are going to create that one first. All right, so I'm going back to my script, zoom a little bit in order to show you well. So we are going to import our icons first. After that, because we are not using any library like Next.js or React, we should select our form and select our chat container by vanilla JavaScript, something like this. Okay, so we have our form and chat container. After that, we should have a variable, for example, load interval. All right, and we should have a function. So I'm gonna copy my function and paste it right here and describe what's going on in here, guys. Okay, so pretty much we pass it an element right here, and we are going to say first it should be empty. After that, we are going to add a dot each 300 millisecond, and if we reach the 4 dots, so basically we are not going to reach the 4 dot at all, because if we put 3 in here, we only will get just 2 dots. So in order to get 3 dot, we should put 4 dot in here. So after that, we are going to empty our element again, and this will continue for infinity. Okay, after that, we are going to create another function in order to have this amazing typing. For example, let me show you. Let me say something else. For example, when you were born? Cool question. See, it's thinking, the robot is thinking, I was born in August of 1995. Really? Okay. Doesn't matter. We are just wanna see something. Did you see, guys? We kind of typing the text and not just putting the text in a second. Okay. In order to create this typing effect, we should have another function. So I'm going to copy and paste this function and explain what's going on in this one. So we have a function named typeText, and we pass it element and a text. All right, and we are going to set interval, and each 20 millisecond we eventually type each 20 millisecond one character. All right, let's see. I'm going to copy this and, for example, give me an optimal way of this function. For example, oh my god, I should have Let me send it right here. No, doesn't matter. So you see, guys, the typing effect, this function will create the typing effect. Okay. After that, we are going to generate a unique ID for each individual text area that we are gonna have. And in this function, we are generating a timestamp. Let me copy and paste it right over here. We're basically generating a timestamp with a built-in JavaScript method and a random number, and other than that, we are matching all of this together in order to create a unique ID. Okay, we are going to use this unique ID in order to navigate to each one of this whenever we need it. Okay, so other than that, we should have a chat stripe. For example, in here we have an area in order to put this response and put our question, right? So we should add it manually with JavaScript. Okay, so I'm going to copy this function and let's get back in here. So basically I'm going to create a chat stripe and I'm going to say if is AI return bot SVG, and if is not, return user SVG. So in here you can see if the AI is answering, we have this bot SVG here, and if we are typing and sending something, just we are going to pass just a user SVG. Okay, and we already have an ordinary div with class of wrapper and a div with class of chat and a class of profile in order to show this IMG, and other than that we are passing our unique ID here. You see, we are passing our unique ID plus the value that we are giving from the API and the value that we are passing to this from the user side. Okay, so after that, let me copy the next function. All right, guys, so basically in this function we are creating a handle submit. So as you can see, we are creating an asynchronous function in order to have the asynchronous functionality in our submit form. So the first step is to not reload the page, because all of the functionality here is kind of asynchronous and we are not refreshing the page at all. So with e.prevent default, we basically saying that we are not gonna refresh this page. After that, we are creating a new form. After that, we are creating the user's chat stripe. So we have a chat container and inner HTML. Inside that inner HTML, we are passing our chat stripe. Okay. So each time that we are passing the data, we are going to reset the form. And after that, we are creating our bot's chat stripe, which we should have a unique ID that we are getting from our unique generate unique ID method that we are creating before. So after that, we are creating our chat stripe with this. So let's see. You see, guys, we have our chat stripe function right over here, and we are just using it right here. And here, if you see, we have a value of is AI, and in here we are passing is not an AI, okay? And it is the user, so we are passing false. But in here, because we are using this is AI, we are passing true in order to show the AI SVG icon. Okay, after that, we are also passing unique ID. After that, we are going to have a, you see, guys, when we are passing something here, we should scroll the page up in order to see the results. And basically this code right over here is doing that for us, okay? After that, we are selecting the message div with the unique ID that we are going to have, and we are passing the loader to that unique. So in order to pass that loader in the last one, we should have this functionality right over here. All right, after that, we are fetching the API that we are going to create in a second. And basically, it's just a simple fetching API. And after that, we are clearing the interval when we are having the response. Until we are not getting the response, we should not clear the interval, and the loading, the dot loading, it should be continue. And after that, we are done with the results. We are just wanna clear everything in the screen with this line of code. And if the response was okay, we just pass the data with type text into our chat stripe. And after that, if we're not getting a good result, we are just passing something went wrong and the results are not coming. Okay. So basically we already have everything we need and the server is running. Okay. So if I go back here and I've already have a server running here with this localhost 5002. So this should work. Okay. Let me check. I never use it. Okay. Oh, I forgot something. Let me show you. This should work. No, this not should work because I forgot something. I forgot to put the event listener for our form. So we have two event listener, one for key up enter. So if we have a key code of 13, which is enter, we are basically calling this function. And if we submit this form, we are calling this function as well. All right, so let's test it one more time. And yeah, that's working. But this API is coming from another one, and we just need to create our own API. Okay, so for creating our API, the first thing that we need to do is going to go to OpenAI website. All right, so we need to have an account. I'm going to log into my account. Okay, guys, but you should create an account for this. So 1 second, I'm going to go to my profile. All right, guys, as you can see, I'm already in my account in OpenAI, and you can see we have a view API keys right here, and I've already have an API here, and you can basically generate a new secret key or a new API for yourself and use it just like this. I'm gonna have it right here and getting back to our code. So basically we are done with the client part, and I'm going to open my terminal. I'm going to split it in half and navigate to one level up. Okay, I'm going to create mkdir server. So we have our own server right here, and I'm going to create a npm file. So I'm going to say npm init-y in order to create a package.json file. After that, I'm going to say npm install course dev.express nodemon OpenAI. Just the simplest package that we need to create our own API and fetch the OpenAPI in order to have on our own ChatGPT. Okay guys, after that, so let's see. I did something wrong, I guess. Yeah, I wasn't in the server. Oh my god. So let me delete this one and move this file into the server, because we should navigate to server first. So I should go to server and now run npm install everything that we need. So see, yeah, everything is working correct. So we should have a server file. So I'm going to create a new file here and say server.js. All right, I'm going to close this and close here. The first thing that we should do, import express, from express, just not like this. Let me just copy and paste this import to save some time. We should have import express from express, import star as .env from .env, import course from course, and import configuration and OpenAI from OpenAI. Okay, so in here I'm going to add .env.config in order to have our own env, because we should use an env file in order to store our own API key, because we don't want to push that into the GitHub or into and basically someone else use it. Okay, so in the server I'm going to create a new file name.env, and in here I'm going to let me copy this, all right, and paste it right here. And don't think to use my API, because I'm gonna delete it after the video. All right, okay, and copy this one, getting back in here. Okay, now I have my own API storing in a .env file, which protects my API to not publish into a GitHub public repository. All right, so I'm going to close this one, and after that I'm going to show you guys something. Okay, so let's get back to documentation. Let's go back to playground. In here we are gonna have a text, and let's click here, a view code. So you guys can see we have pretty much everything we need in here. So let's see. You can pretty much play with this part of the AI and create your own AI with this API, and you can use different language model, different code. For example, in here we have our code DaVinci 002, which pretty much for coding stuff, but I have some experience in this area, and text DaVinci 003 is pretty much everything that we need, and it's a good idea to use this one. And you can see we have all of the code here. For example, if you are going to use Node.js, as you can see, we already have all of this, and we can pretty much do anything we want. Okay, so let's get back to our business and create an OpenAI. We are generating a new OpenAI from the OpenAI class. After that, we are creating a new app from Express. So after that, we are just adding the basic stuff that we need to have in order to use Express, the backend library. All right, so we add a get method in order to show that we already using this. We already have this. Okay, so I'm going to hello from, for example, ChatGPT, and let's see what's going on in here. I'm going to run. I'm into the server, but before we can use this server, we can run this server, we should add something else into the package.json. Okay, so I'm going to back to this package.json, and I'm going to delete this test script in order to put our own server script. So I'm going to add server which can run nodemon server. Other than that, I should have a type of module in order to use this import in our code. Okay, if you don't put this import not gonna work, because that's the way it is. Okay, so I'm in my server, and I'm gonna say npm run server. Let's see what's gonna happen. To start anytime, restart. Okay, we should have waiting for changes before restart. We are gonna wait, I guess. I'm sorry guys, we need to put another thing in order to have this. So let's get back to our code, and after that I should add this line of code right over here. I'm going to say listen to port 2002 and console log AI server started on this local server. So let's test it one more time and see if actually it's working. npm run server, and yeah, AI server started on this local server, and as you can see, we have our server running, but we don't, this message is the only thing that we need to see in order to find out that our server is up and running. But we need to connect to the OpenAI API. All right, so in order to do that, we already have this code, and I show you where you guys can get it right over here. See guys, it's pretty much everything you need. and this code is here. Let me show you. I'm going to copy this and paste it right over here. So we have a app.post. We have a method of post in order to send our text to the API and fetch the response from the AI. Okay, this code is doing the exact thing that I just said, and with this comment you can pretty much found out about this part that you need. Okay, so in here we are try and catching the API, and we are getting the prompt request body prompt. Which is this prompt? This prompt, guys. This prompt is this one. I can show you in my index. We have a text area named prompt, all right? And we are getting this text from our own frontend, and we are going to pass it to this model, and we are going to say pass it this prompt, and after that we are waiting for the response of the robot or AI. And when we have this, we are pass it through the bot. Okay, and we are getting these results on our own front end. And if we catching an error, we just want to show the error, and that's it. Okay, let's test our own AI, and let's see. I'm going to close all of this in order to have a clean start. I'm going to close all of this one as well, and let me just close this one as well and use a new terminal session. I'm going to navigate to desktop React and Chat-GPT. Okay, so I should navigate first cd to server, and in here I'm going to say npm run server, and our server is up and running in port 2002. Okay, after that I'm going to create another, just to show you guys how you should work with this. Okay, I'm going to navigate to client and say npm run dev, and I should copy this and paste it here. All right, now hello again. It's nice to see you again. How have you been? Okay. All right, guys, that's pretty much it. If you need anything else, or if you have any question about this, you can comment down below, or you can just use this GitHub repository in order to have access to the code and also give it a star. Okay, bye guys.
I'll be back.